Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I got a whole bunch of sugar honey iced tea to talk about. We got Stephen A. Smith torching the Democrats. A Phoenix motorcycle road rage incident is the wildest video I've ever seen. Jussie Smollett decided to rear his ugly head on Cam Newton's show. And then also, Tim Walz is responsible for everything that's going on in Minnesota. But first, we have to start with this birthday party shootout, which is insane. Welcome to the Officer Tatum Show.
If you don't believe that we are in a fight today, you're sleeping under a rock. If you get hit and you lay down and you cry and you fold up in the corner, definitely you will not win the fight. We show up to win. Our culture needs a lot of you young people in here to step up and stand out. There is nothing or no principality, power, division, devil can stop us when we're united. They can only get you when you're divided. When I see the American flag, I see us progressing to something that can be awesome and great. And if you don't plan on winning then, you might as well go on the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, welcome back to the Officer Tatum Show. Make sure you subscribe to all of my platforms. Now we're on Freedom Chat. I love talking to you guys on Freedom Chat. It is one of my favorite things to do. I'm not going to lie. I'm so inspired by what we've been able to do at Freedom Chat. So download the app, or you can go to freedomchat.com/Tatum, freedomchat.com/Tatum, and you can interact with your boy. Also, make sure you subscribe to our other channels, The Officer Tatum Show, The Officer Tatum Espanol, for your family members that speak Spanish. Make sure you subscribe to all those things. That's how you can get content from your boy. I know you guys love me. I love you back, and that's how we do it. So the first thing that we need to talk about is this birthday shooting. Now, let me say this straight off the bat. When I first heard that there was a shooting at a birthday party in Stockton, I said, it's black people. I'm just, don't get mad at me. Get mad at the brothers. I said, it's black folks. Black folks shooting up the club, shooting up the birthday party, shooting up the baby showers. When you see something that says a mass shooting and you see that it's at a birthday party, it can only be one thing, and that's these dumb Negroes trying to kill each other over rap music. Now, the news media has reported on it. Let's play them for a second so you can get kind of the gist of what we have so far. Let's go to clip 101 with the birthday party shooting. Roll it.
The San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office says there was a large family gathering at a banquet hall when shots were fired. This video is from the crime scene in that shopping area. The Sheriff's Office says they received calls of a shooting on Lucille Avenue near Thornton Road in Stockton a little before 6 this evening. That's when deputies discovered several victims. 4 died from their injuries and 10 others are being treated in the hospital. Their conditions have not been released as of yet. The Vice Mayor of Stockton, Jason Lee, says this gathering was for a child's birthday party. The San Joaquin County District Attorney and Mayor of Stockton both have indicated that children are among the victims who died. That information has not been confirmed by the Sheriff's Office as of yet, but as this investigation does continue, the Sheriff's Office says it called on several other law enforcement agencies, including Manteca, Stockton, and as well as the FBI, with the search still underway for the person that opened fire tonight.
Right now, preliminary investigation suggests that this is a targeted incident. We do not believe that there is any harm to our surrounding area.
And tonight we're also learning that Governor Gavin Newsom has been briefed on the shooting in Stockton. The governor's emergency services is monitoring the evolving situation and will assist as needed. But again, 4 people are dead tonight, including children. All of the victims are dead as a result of a shooting at a family gathering. The suspect, we're told, is still on the loose.
And let me tell you this, the suspect will remain on the loose. Why would the suspect remain on the loose? Because people ain't snitching. Now, let's talk about this. Don't get mad at me for bringing it up. Let's talk about this. Why is this not a national story where you have people coming out and saying very unequivocally that this is a problem, gun reform, gun control, all this other stuff? Why do we not have people coming out and saying that? Why is this not a big deal like a Sandy Hook? I think 3 kids got killed in this. 3 kids. We got an 8, a 9, a 14, and a 21-year-old is pretty much a kid. Why is this not a big story? Why is this not legislation changing incident? I'm telling you, man, like I'm not trying to say America got a problem, but America don't care about it when it's people of the melanin. We care, but the news don't care. We care, but your favorite athlete don't care. We care, but your celebrity activists, where's Al Sharpton talking about it? Where's the rest of them with them fools out here? They make money when you get killed by a cop. But when you get killed by one of your brothers, they don't care. Where's the GoFundMe? Where's the T-shirts? Where's the outcry? Where are the protests? They haven't found the shooter. This guy killed 3 kids. And guess what they were pursuing? Lil Pookie, Lil Dookie, Lil Stanky Booty. That's who these people are. Little stupid stanky. That's what you should call these fools. Little stupid, stanky, onion ring smelling, B.O. long dirty fingernails. Just silly. And what they mad at each other over? They mad at each other because they rapping. This guy don't like what this guy rapping about. So I guess they got beef now. They ain't want to kill each other. For what, young brothers? I wish I could speak in the eardrum of these young brothers and say, can y'all stop killing each other? But I don't know if they're going to ever listen. But this ain't the only time that this happened. Let me give you another example. Let's go to the baby shower. And this is we got video of the shooting happening. They at a baby shower for little Nanisha. Lanisha and them had a kid. And they just trying to hang out and celebrate their baby. And look at what happened. Roll the clip.
Yelling at what's
Baby's just walking around. Hold on. I don't know who raised us. The music alone is terrible. They got that hood. Let me tell you, can I explain this to you real quick? Give me 20 seconds. The music that they listening to is that gangster drill music talking about I'm going to run up on them and kill them and steal them and do all this other stuff. And then they are living the stuff they celebrating. And the little kids grow up in this environment and they end up being the ones perpetuating the crimes. Roll it. That's so much drama, it make my head hurt, man. I can't imagine somebody living like that. And it happens all the time. Let me show you another clip. I'm not trying to laugh at this one, but the other two were serious. But this one, pull up the Barbershop clip. Hold on, bro. Hold on, shawty. Bro, is this a skit or this real? I have had bad haircuts before. I've had homeboy push my hairline back a little bit too much. But I ain't never had a barber do me this bad that I want to shoot him. I pull a gun and run up on him at the barbershop. Now, you know that it's about to be bad when they're in the mirror and he going, and he like, look at it, man. He looking at it. Yeah, you took him way too far back. You took him way too far back. We're going to get to Jussie Smollett in a minute because I know you guys are excited to hear about this fool rearing his head. How do you even talk anymore to human beings after being Jussie Smollett? But let me play this last clip of this barber messing his edge up so bad. Maybe he had a little shot as he was going to go see, and he took him way back. like Black History Month. Took him all the way back here, back to the 60s. All right, roll the clip.
What the hell?
Get in front of the kids.
I don't see what you looking at. What you see? You talk, I see your angle is going right here, and that corner for corner is right here. You talking about right here? Right there, yeah, right there. You talking about right there? Yeah. That's the little angle. Because I know right here in the front, that's corner to corner. Now, once this side was already hot. When I came here, it was already hot. What I did was match that side to this side. I'm going to repeat this again. This is first, bro. I'm going to repeat it. No problem. You first told me, and I looked in the mirror, and you told me, oh, bro, this side is up there high. I said, bro, the shit was already pushed back from the start. I matched this side to this side. I remember when you first started doing, I saw it. I'm usually upset, Mike. You good, bro? Bro. Upset? I got upset, but I don't push back to you. I don't fuck up that. But no problem, bro. No problem, bro. That's great, bro. Your shit was already sent to you when you came in, bro. Right. It tilted and pushed back the two things, bro. No problem, bro. I don't put, bro. No problem, bro. You see that shit fresh right now, bro. It's not a problem. We good, bro. The shit is seeding already, bro. I understand that. Yeah, I don't push back, bro.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. The worst thing is for you to be arguing with somebody that got your hairline on the line. They got your whole life in their hands. Okay? He mad, and it's like somebody being mad at you doing a tattoo. You're like, bro, if you upset, like, I don't think you need to do this. Because one wrong move, it's over. Let's get to Jussie Smollett, because as you can see, these dudes kept arguing. One dude went to the car, he got the strap, and he willing to do time in prison for a bad haircut. That haircut cost $30. It grow back, bro. It ain't like you lost a leg. It grows back. Let's get to Jussie. And then we'll get to Tim Walz with his sorry self. Now, Jussie Smollett went on Cam Newton's podcast, and that fool still won't admit he lied. He's still telling people that there was two white dudes that jumped him and said it's MAGA country. When the two black Africans came out and they had receipts and everything. He's still out here. I don't know, 5 years later, still out here lying. Roll the clip.
Through it all, right? The $1 million question that anybody would want to ask: are you still sticking with the story?
There is no story. Are they still sticking with the story? I've stuck with the truth the entire time. Now, there have been things that, with me telling the truth, that people will, because it's like, I remember it being where they were like, oh, he did a hoax, and I was like, I did not. And then they're like, well, he was buying cocaine, and I was like, my bad. You know what I mean? Like, that was true. That was true. Or they're like, oh, he did it. No, I did not. Or, well, he was buying that. And I'm like, okay, I was. But that has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
So I just want to separate the from the truth that they tried to put on it. The fact of the matter is that I was walking down the street and I got jumped. Didn't have anything to do with setting that shit up, because I'm a grown-ass man and have no reason to do no corny like that. If I was going to set up some bullshit to look for attention, I would look like a hero. I wouldn't look like a victim. If I was going to set up some bullshit, I was really a dumb to do some shit like that. I'm a director, I'm an actor, I'm a writer, I'm a creator. It would have been flawless. It would have been fierce. It would have been wonderful. It would not have been no bullshit. Like, whatever did that, did it. Period. Now, whoever really did it, congratulations to them, because they actually got away with it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, do not come at me like
wait,
I'm...
Wait a minute. This is a new level of stupidity. He said whoever did it. What do you mean, dude? the two African dudes that you paid showed receipt of payment. They described that they jumped you and all this other stuff. So you telling me that somebody really jumped you, said MAGA country in Chicago in sub-0 degree weather with bleach and a rope. They ain't no white people watching Empire. White people ain't watching no black gay dude on Empire. And they found you somewhere in the middle of the night. It's MAGA country. And they got away scot-free. And to this day, we have no idea who did this to him. That boy going straight to hell lying like this, boy. You talking about narcissistic people? You have to be a narcissist to the umpteenth power to still be lying. Roll the clip.
Some complete idiot. I'm a very intelligent man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Humble, all of those things.
Yeah.
But come on, I'm an intelligent man. I stand in who I am. I've gone out there and I've told who I am when I did not have to. I've been very honest about my life and about who I am from the very beginning of my career, when I didn't have to do that, because there's a lot of people that don't. They don't have to do that. So it just doesn't run with the history of me. It doesn't run with who I've ever been. And that has to stand for something. People's history should mean something. Mm-hmm. I've never been a frivolous man. I've never been an attention. I've never been any of those things. So you cannot then pull me into this and convince me to start seeing myself through the eyes of other people. Yeah. Again, I've said what I've said for 7 years. I've never changed my story. Everyone else has. I would have no reason. I have nothing to gain from that at all.
Right,
I did not want to be.
Enough of this gay dude. Nothing against gay people, but why you got to be gay and stupid? That's like fat people that's fat and mean. Like, you got to pick one. If you're going to be a flamboyant dude running around twisting and twerking and stuff, you can at least be honest. And can I keep it real? All right, before we get to the next story, I want you guys to download Freedom Chat, freedomchat.com/Tatum, freedomchat.com/Tatum, or you can message us your questions at Brandon@freedomchat.com. So Brandon@freedomchat.com. I really want you to download the app, because on the app, when I post anything, you can communicate directly with me on the app. So go ahead and download the app if that's what you want to do. All right, let's get to Tim Walz and this Minnesota thing. This has been a problem for a very long time, and I don't know why people playing games. When you allow illegal aliens to come into our country, or even legal immigrants that do not assimilate, you get a bunch of bull shenanigans going on. The people that live in Minneapolis, the people that live in Minnesota are sick of the bull crap, and they don't get representation. It's always these crazy politicians that are trying to speak on behalf of the people, when the people saying this is crazy. When the people see the Somalians ripping everybody off, taxpayer dollars spent on their housing, food, all kind of stuff, while the American citizens are working hard just to barely make it, they see it. But the politician has the ability to spend money to advertise to low information voters to have them turn out and vote against their own interests. But now people are turning on Tim Walz. Why are they turning on Tim Walz? Because now they see that he's responsible for the bull shenanigans that they see in their city. And it's wrong. Let's play the clip real quick, 503. Roll it.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz now dodging responsibility for multiple fraud scandals on his watch that are now just coming to light. Some state government workers put the blame squarely on him. Mike Tobin has more. Hi, Mike.
And Aisha, the amount of fraud is staggering, excess of $1 billion. People in Minnesota have pointed out the fraud is greater than the budget for the Department of Corrections. It started with emergency COVID money, and it went on for years. 50 people have been convicted, 78 are charged. The suspects are concentrated in Minnesota's Somali community. So since the Somalis have grown into a powerful voting bloc, Minnesota Democrats, particularly Governor Tim Walz, are accused of turning a blind eye to the fraud. One attorney involved in the case reportedly said the state ignored all the red flags. It was like someone was stealing from the cookie jar, and they kept refilling it. An account for the Department of Health and Human Services, representing 480 members, posted on X. Tim Walz is 100% responsible for massive fraud in Minnesota. Tim Walz systematically retaliated against whistleblowers. This is a cascade of failures leading up to Tim Walz. Now, Walz dodged the question about responsibility on Meet the Press.
Well, certainly I take responsibility for putting people in jail. Governors don't get to just talk theoretically. We have to solve problems. And I will note, it's not just Somalis. Minnesota is a generous state. Minnesota is a prosperous state, a well-run state. We're AAA bond rated, but that attracts criminals. Those people are going to jail.
The alleged fraud hits hard in 3 areas. A program called Feed Our Families meant to provide meals to poor families during COVID, a housing program, and a program for autistic children. The claim is that people were setting up bogus companies or claiming to provide services that were never delivered. In the case of the autistic children, the allegation is that parents were getting a kickback for claiming their child was autistic and getting aid for treatment. Aisha?
Wow.
Now let's talk about this real quick. And Tim Walz is 100% responsible. I grew up in the hood. Everybody doing fraud in the hood. Food stamp fraud, claiming people on your taxes to get money back, boosting. Some of y'all don't know what boosting is. They go get stolen stuff that they stole from dealers or whatever, and they sell it on the street. If you have any sense in the world, you know that stuff happened. You know it happens. Right? Now, if you're running a city and you see Somalians in a city, people that are not working, some of them can't even speak English, what you should be looking out for that type of behavior. But they intentionally turn a blind eye to it. $1 billion. $1 billion stolen. And he says not only the Somalians, but Donald Trump, who is epic. And I'm going to say this because somebody sent me a message at Brandon@freedomchat.com, and they said, Brandon, quit using the word retarded. But I'm not using the word. Let me address this real quick because I'm finna read what Trump said. He the one used the word retarded. I don't know why people associate retarded with people with special needs. That don't connect no more. Maybe 30 years ago, back when people were in school and they'll say, oh, that person's retarded. I have never heard anybody use retarded to refer to a special needs person in the last, 15 years. So if you are getting offended by that, that's because in some way you think that person is that, or you think that that's an association. No, people are just talking about people who are ignorant, not somebody who has special needs. But since it's a part of the subject matter here, don't get mad at me. It's Donald Trump that's saying it, so I'm just going to read his quote. And people are saying Donald Trump shouldn't have said this, but Donald Trump don't give a flying flip if you haven't noticed. Donald Trump in his tweet, look how long this is. That don't make no sense. Donald Trump, he may be using ChatGPT. ChatGPT will whip this thing out in 30 seconds, but Donald Trump, are you a human? I think we need to check his birth certificate. We need to figure out where he coming from. How are you 80 years old and I can't even tweet that many letters. That's too much. I can't think about it. I didn't even know they let you do all that. But anyway, if you read through all of that shenanigans, he gets down to a part where we highlighted here. And it says the seriously, Trump, bro, you too grown to be acting like this. The seriously retarded. How you put something in front of retarded? The seriously retarded governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, does nothing, either through fear, incompetence, or both, while the worst congressmen, women in our country, Ilhan Omar, always wrapped in her swaddling hijab. What is he saying? Who probably came into the U.S. illegally, in that you are not alone or not allowed to marry your brother. There's another hatefully complain about our country, its constitution, and how badly she is treated, when her place of origin is a decadent, backwards, and crime-ridden nation, which is essentially not even a country for lack of government, military, police, schools, etc. And don't mind my reading, but that's what Donald Trump said. I should have pre-read that before I got on the TV. Y'all got to help me next time. Anyway, I thought that was pretty interesting. Let's look at another tweet from Donald Trump, 505. 505. I'll let you read that on the thing because it's a lot to read there. I don't know how in the world he tweeting this much. But he went on to continue to tweet about Walz. But guess who got mad? Guess who got mad? The Ver. The women on the Ver. Now, I cannot wait to show y'all this freaking video of this motorcycle craziness that went on. I think it was in Phoenix. That went on in Phoenix. But before we get to that, because I want to get to that in a minute, and it's vulgar, so I want you guys, I'm going to give you a warning before I play it. But let's play another clip of what The View had to say. The Ver. Let's play what these cackling hens had to say about Donald Trump calling the Minnesota governor retarded. Roll the clip.
The seriously blank governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, does nothing, either through fear, incompetence, or both.
Using that term is just so damaging. It's hurtful. We have fought 3 decades to get this out of our schools. Kids know better than to use it. But look, this is what Donald Trump has done. He's normalized this type of hateful behavior and this type of language. And mainly, look, at first, I think it's just because he's not a good human being. But secondly, to distract from his incompetency.
I think there's something wrong with him. Absolutely, sure. You have a problem with it? You know what? I think there's something wrong with him.
Listen, the word he used to describe Tim Walz is a word that I've refused to use my entire life because I'm actually, as you all know, I have a brother who is severely intellectual disabled. That's Daniel.
How do you associate your brother with retarded? I don't understand. Screw y'all for this. All y'all. I was going to be nice, but I'm not going to be nice no more. Think about this for a minute. Mental retardation was a thing. That's not some derogatory term somebody made up. Then people did begin to make fun of people and call them retarded, but that was a long time ago. Nobody I know has ever used the word against a mentally ill person or a person that has a disability and called them retarded. Nobody. Nobody uses it for that no more. But then what do? People decide to be offended when actually you are pointing the finger at your own family member. It's like somebody saying the word stupid. It hurt my feelings because black people. I don't connect stupidity to black people. That's like saying monkey. They're like, boy, you like a monkey. Oh my God, they use the word monkey. That must mean black people are monkeys. No, it doesn't mean. Let me tell you this. My son did this at an event just recently. He go, get in the middle, monkey. And what my son was playing, and they're kids. He was playing monkey in the middle. Have y'all ever played that game, monkey in the middle? You had a person in the middle, you try to get away from him? Now, if you got offended because my kid said get in the middle, monkey, to your kid, then that means that you think your kid is a monkey. My kid is just playing monkey in the middle. If you are bringing up your sibling when somebody used the word retarded, you are the one associating retarded to your own family. All right. We'll get to this crazy crash in a minute. I know y'all begging me. I can hear y'all begging me. Please get to the crash. Please get to the crash. Let's finish the meltdown real quick, and then we'll get to the crash. Roll it.
My big brother, he's 61 years old now. That's me when I was a little girl. Daniel is nonverbal, self-injurious, autistic. He requires 24/7 care. I grew up watching little kids stare at Daniel, mimic his gestures, mimic his sounds, and parents would scold the children, would discipline the children, and teach them the lesson that you don't do that with the neediest amongst us, which are these disabled people. For me, the straw that broke the camel's back with Trump was when I saw him in the 2016 campaign making fun and mimicking that disabled person. Look, when kids
Stop it. Heck, I knew this nasty would go to this. He made fun. Y'all are lying. If Nick could cut this clip, he need to sue y'all. Donald Trump did like this. Like making fun of a person being silly. The reporter who's disabled, his disability is not even visible. He don't even have a visible disability. It's not like he's like this. He don't. I think he have a bad arm. And that arm is hanging and you can't even tell. And they talking about Donald Trump was making fun of a handicapped person. Donald Trump made fun of a reporter. Nobody even know the person's handicapped. And these sorry son of a guns doing the same thing now. Donald Trump said he thought Tim Walz was retarded. Now, if Tim Walz had a disability, then you could make that connection between Tim Walz and his disability. But if you look over here and he called it, how y'all associating that? Finish it before I lose my mind.
He's somebody like the President of the United States using those words and being a bully and just perpetuating cruelty that way.
But y'all call people Nazis. Y'all call people all races. Y'all call people names every day on this show. Every day y'all calling somebody something silly on this show. Call a person a white supremacist. And then Trump used the word retarded against somebody, and then y'all, I can't believe you used that word. I can't believe y'all using them words. And all the people that use the N-word in their own private life y'all had on y'all show, y'all don't critique them over that, do you? Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Let her finish. Let her finish.
That it's okay. He's normalizing it, and they mimic it. And so shame on Donald Trump for picking on the most vulnerable amongst us. And all of those parents and family members of people with disabilities need to speak up on this, because disabilities are not Republican or Democrat.
Right.
They hit all of us, and it is just because he's such a cruel, cruel person.
And there are people that are on the Republican side of the aisle. I agree with you. This is not a Democratic issue. It's not a Republican issue. We all either have someone in our family or know someone or know a family.
Or have been raised well enough not to do that.
Yeah, but we have people that are differently abled in all of our families or all of our friend groups. And so it's horrible that he's trying to normalize those kinds of slurs against that community. But Indiana GOP state senator.
Hold on. I think we're going to go to the crash of this. I'm going to say I can't listen to these. Should I listen to the rest of it? Grant, should I listen to the rest of it? Should we move on? I mean, y'all, listen to me when I say this. She said that he's going after people in that community. Are you saying that Tim Walz is a part of that community? Is that what she's just saying? Are you saying he's mentally disabled? They're pretty much saying Donald Trump is. They're pretty much saying Donald Trump is talking about his mental retardation. You can't make this stuff. Let's finish. Grant told me to finish it. My producer said finish it. Roll the clip.
Says he will now vote no on redistricting after Trump used the slur because his daughter has Down syndrome. And so, again, it is not a political issue. It's a human issue. And
Hello. Yeah, I want to do another video, but these women so stupid. She just said that a politician said he's not going to vote for redistricting because Donald Trump used a word. And she said it's not political. How is that not political? You made a political decision because you don't like what Donald Trump said. Lord Jesus of Nazareth, help us. How do they have a show? Who is listening to these people? I'm finna have a stroke in here. I'm finna have a stroke on my show because they so silly. And we got 1:40 left. Play the clip. Lord, help us.
You know, I can't look into this president's heart, but I can look at his actions, and he is behaving and acting as a horrible human being.
Well, and as Governor Walz
tell us
said,
what you say off
you're
the camera.
concerned about the playgrounds. As a parent, you're worried about what your kids will hear at school. You know, you don't jump straight to what if the president says something like that. But I also think when you have a parent, and Anna, you can speak to this, or a loved one of someone who is disabled, their number one concern is not that the child or the person has a disability, it's how the world will treat the disability.
Oh, stop.
So it's
okay, I'm done. I can't talk about this no more. I can't do it. I just will finish it with this because I wanted y'all to see this crash. I will finish it with this. Teach your kids not to be wussies with a P. Can we do that? Teach your kid to not be a wussy. If my kid came and said, somebody called me a name, are you that name? My grandma used to say this, are you stupid? Well, then why do you care what they say? Yeah, they called me, they said I was gay. Are you gay? Well, then why do you care what people say about you? My grandma used to tell me this, because I got skinny legs. That's why I'm faster than half of the people, because my legs skinny. But my grandma used to say, And my grandma, I love her to death because she don't give a about what nobody say. My grandma's legs are hairy. She don't care. Legs hairy. My grandma don't care. And so my grandma like, I'm me. I do whatever I want to do. So my grandma will say to me, when I used to cry and I used to put pants on because I didn't want nobody to see my skinny legs, she go, at least you got legs. Now, if you didn't have no legs, you want them skinny legs, wouldn't you? When are y'all gonna start teaching your kids to have a backbone? When are y'all gonna teach y'all kids to start having courage? Y'all teaching them to be wussies. Little boys running around talking about bullying. What we used to do when people bully you? You make a joke back. Somebody like, Brandon, you got chicken legs. Well, your mama like them. That's how you gotta kill. Where y'all at? Man, Brandon, you got your mama like it though. Your mama like these skinny legs. What else we should say to people? Brandon, you can't read. Brandon, you can't read. I don't care, but I'm better than you in football. So back in the day, we used to have our comebacks. Now these wussies out here crying to their mama because somebody said something to them at school. I can't do it no more. These people, quit raising your kids to be soft, bro. I ain't no such thing as bullying. I mean, at least in your household, it shouldn't be that way. I know that people get affected by it, but teach your kids how to be bully resistant. Sometimes you got to deal with the bully. And y'all know what I'm talking about if you grew up in the 80s. All right, y'all, make sure y'all download Freedom Chat at freedomchat.com/Tatum, freedomchat.com/Tatum, or you can send me your questions, concerns at brandon@freedomchat.com, brandon@freedomchat.com. And I'm excited about Freedom Chat. I'm not going to lie. That's why I'm talking about it. I'm not getting paid to do advertising for Freedom Chat. I just love Freedom Chat. Obviously, I invested in Freedom Chat, and I don't mind saying it because I want you to know I believe in it. I'm not just telling y'all to go sign up for something I don't know the inner workings of. This is going to be huge. If you're interested in investing, if you're interested in being a part, you need to jump on there now. I'm telling you right now, I regretted that I didn't jump on Rumble when Rumble first started. And I don't want you to regret that if you a type of person that's big in the investment world. Let's get to this motorcycle accident. If you got a weak stomach, I need for you to not watch this. If your kids are in the room and you don't want them looking at violence, do not watch this video. Now, here is the craziest, this is one of the craziest road rage, instant karma situations I've ever seen in my life. I cannot believe in Phoenix, where I live, that somebody did this in the middle of the street. The road rage and the aftermath of the road rage. It ain't the road rage is bad enough. Somebody died in that. The aftermath of the road rage, somebody died in that. Let me just tell you that nobody in the road rage situation lived. The person starting the road rage and the person that died, neither one of them lived. Both of them dead. Let's get to the clip real quick. I don't want to tell you too much. Roll it. Roll it.
Now, this story is a wild one. 2 people dead in what sounds like a vigilante taking action. A driver saying he sees gunfire ring out, and the next thing he knows, he runs over the suspected shooter. Saturday, 18 hours later, traffic at a stop at the corner of 7th Ave and I-17. Phoenix police, homicide, and cleanup crews working to figure out what led to this. Police say their investigation shows Friday night, just before 11, 2 motorcycle riders were stopped at this light. One rider then shot the other. There's no word on what prompted this shooting. Then the driver of a car nearby saw the man shooting, and police say he then hit the shooter with his car, causing life-threatening injuries. Arizona's family seeing a video from a bystander. It shows the shooter being hit by the car at full speed, launching him 100 feet back and into the air. We are working to get clearance to use that video. Saturday, police say they are relying on people in the area to help fill in the gaps. Speaking with the manager of this convenience store, she says police obtained their security video. A camera pointing directly at the intersection, showing the shooting and the impact of the crash. These roadways opening up just before 5 on Saturday, and no word from police if the driver is facing any charges after he hit and killed the suspected shooter. We are working to learn more details from police at this time. For now, in Phoenix, Austin Walker for Arizona's Family.
Now, let's talk about this real quick, and then we're going to show the actual clip. We got the actual clip, right? Real quick before you watch the clip. I'm giving you some time to think about it if you want to watch this or not. But the victim in this situation was 36-year-old man named Scott. I don't want to say his full name. I don't know who he is. If you know him, I hope you know him. I hope somebody tell you before you find out on this. The alleged shooter was 53-year-old man named Job. Now, I don't think that anybody knows how it started. It says a witness says that the driver who hit Martinez, I think I said his name, witnessed the shooting, stayed on scene and questioned and was later released. I don't think we know who was wrong. Like, the person who loses may not always be the person who's wrong, right? The 36-year-old man that's on the ground after getting shot, who knows, he may have pulled a gun and lost. You know, you don't know. But what I can say is that they both end up dead. Now, I'm going to show this clip real quick. If you got a weak stomach, don't watch it. I'm telling you right now, don't watch it. Viewers' discretion is advised. Let's roll the clip. So this is the aftermath.
Oh, shit. No fucking way.
100 feet. So play it back and pause it. All right, if you look at it right here, it looked like he must have, what I heard is he stood over the guy and shot and killed him. And so the driver who ran him over is looking at him executing another guy. And in order to preserve the life of another from serious bodily injury or death, you can use deadly force against somebody. So this is why I believe they didn't initially arrest him, because it appears that he had prevented him from killing somebody else. However, I'm going to say this, and this may be a problem for the driver, because if you go and shoot somebody, boom, 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 the driver of the vehicle don't know who was right or wrong. The guy standing up could have been acting in self-defense against the other guy. And so now that he's no longer presently a threat, which means he's walking away from the scene, he's not pointing a gun at anybody, he's not doing anything, and then you run him over to kill him, could put you in danger. And the only reason why I'm saying this to people is that do not get involved in these things, because you can end up getting in trouble over this. Because if it comes out that the man that got hit by the car was actually a victim and he responded to the guy in self-defense, and you just killed an innocent guy, that's a problem. Unless the driver can articulate that they witnessed him standing over him shooting him, then even though it's sketchy, he still may get away with it in court. So we'll watch it one more time. This is the aftermath of him shooting and killing the motorcyclist, and watch the clip.
Oh, shit. No fucking way.
Two people dead for no reason. Two people dead for no reason. It's a shame. All right, y'all. So before we get out of here, I want to let you guys know, follow my podcast, The Officer Tatum Show. You can find on all the podcast networks where podcasts are available, whether it's Apple or Android. Also, follow the podcast channel. It's called The Officer Tatum Show YouTube channel. Follow that. Follow me on every social media platform at The Officer Tatum. Substack as well. We write articles every single day. And some of them are opinion pieces that I love to write that are completely not presented on any platform. It's just something that I write that I'm thinking about. I put the pen to the paper or the fingers to the keyboard, and I write some really compelling stuff. So make sure you tune in to that. Get you some merch at Tatum Store. Get you some of this Shenergy that's right behind me at ShenergyLife.com. And also download Freedom Chat. Download Freedom Chat. Download Freedom Chat. And message your boy on Freedom Chat. God bless you. God bless America. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm out of here.
Officer Tatum. On the land of the free.